After successful osseointegration, the healing cap is removed and the internal configuration of the implant is thoroughly cleaned. Next, the impression cap is pushed onto the implant shoulder until the shoulder clicks into place. Now the positioning cylinder is inserted in accordance with the abutment all the way into the impression cap. Finally, the impression is taken using a custom-made tray and an elastomeric impression compound. This is the final impression with impression cap and positioning cylinder. At the dental laboratory, the corresponding wide-neck synOcta analog is repositioned in the impression. The shoulder must snap firmly into place. A gingival mask should always be used to achieve an optimal crown contour. The working model is created as usual using dental stone. This is the completed working model with the implant analog and the gingival mask. Following wax-up, a silicone key is produced to inspect the space available for the abutment. Next, the WN synOcta cemented abutment for cement-retained restorations is screwed into the analog. Then the abutment is trimmed in the vertical and orofacial dimension depending on prevailing space requirements. The silicone matrix shows that there's sufficient space for the veneered crown. To fabricate the crown, a castable WN synOcta plastic coping, secured against rotation, is pushed onto the implant analog until it snaps into place. Next, the crown framework is modelled in wax. The finished wax model is now invested and the crown framework is cast. Ceramic veneer material is built up according to anatomical guidelines. After the main firing, the procedure is completed with a correction firing and a glaze firing. The position of the abutments is documented by a transfer aid in order to ensure the subsequent proper transfer of the abutments from the working cast to the patient's implant. This is the finished ceramo metal crown. The finalized crown is delivered to the dentist with the original abutment on the working cast. The healing cap is removed and the interior of the implant is cleaned thoroughly. The WN synOcta cemented abutment is placed on the patient's implant using the transfer aid, preserving the exact direction of the axis. The base screw is tightened with an SCS screwdriver. After the transfer aid has been removed, the abutment is secured using a torque of 35 Newton centimeters. The screw access hole on the palatal side can be closed by placing a small piece of cotton over the screw head and then using a light curing composite resin. Finally, the completed superstructure is inserted and cemented into place using glass ionomer cement. This orthopantomograph shows the osseo-integrated implant with its superstructure in place. The Straumann tapered effect implant offers a maximum of aesthetic possibilities thanks to the preservation of the structure of the papillae and the stabilization of the soft tissues.